Across the vast savanna, the buffalo stands like a wall that cannot be taken lightly. Just a single moment of lost composure can come at a heavy cost. And it is at this very moment that the Maasai rite of courage begins. For the Maasai people, the buffalo is not simply a large animal of the savanna. It is seen as the embodiment of raw strength, a creature both respected and unpredictable, capable of reacting violently in an instant. For this reason, facing a buffalo has never been considered ordinary, and certainly not something that can be repeated casually. Buffalo are not hunted every day. In fact, most of the time, the Maasai avoid them and maintain a safe distance. A hunt is only associated with moments of special significance, when a rite of passage must be completed, or when survival circumstances force the community to act to protect its balance. This is what makes the buffalo the greatest challenge, rather than a regular target. The respect shown toward the buffalo is clearly reflected in the way the Maasai prepare. They understand that the animal's power lies not only in its size, but in its unpredictability. A buffalo may appear calm one moment and become extremely dangerous the next. This uncertainty is what turns the encounter into a test of composure, not recklessness. The decision to carry out a hunt never belongs to one individual. It is the result of long observation and careful discussion within the community. Only when everyone agrees that the conditions are right and the time has come is the hunt accepted. Here, collective will always outweigh personal desire, because a single mistake can affect the entire community. Those chosen to take part must not only be physically capable, but mentally mature. Only recognized young warriors are allowed to enter this challenge. For them, participation is not a source of pride to boast about, but a heavy responsibility. Everyone understands that even a brief loss of control can push everything beyond expectation. Preparation takes place under absolute discipline. They train to remain calm, learn to coordinate seamlessly with one another, and closely observe their surroundings. No one acts alone. Every step and every distance is carefully calculated, because facing a buffalo demands precise cooperation rather than individual strength. understanding the terrain and the behavior of buffalo is equally important. The way a herd moves, how it reacts to sound, and the signs of rising alertness are all carefully noted. On the savannah, the Maasai believe that the true victor is not the strongest, but the one who can control himself the longest. When all preparations are complete, no one shows haste or excitement. Silence settles in, because everyone understands that the challenge ahead is not meant for impulsive actions. Stay with the channel and hit subscribe. There are still many quiet journeys ahead, and they are well worth taking together. As the group of Maasai warriors moves deeper into the savannah, the atmosphere around them begins to change noticeably. The space seems to fall quiet, and the familiar sounds gradually fade away. Only the soft wind brushing through tall grass remains, along with slow, carefully controlled footsteps. This silence is not peaceful, it is a sign that something significant is very close. They track the movement of the buffalo herd through heavy imprints left on the ground. Grass pressed down in a single direction, unusual gaps appearing across the savannah, every sign indicates that the buffalo passed through not long ago. The closer they move, the sharper their focus becomes, because every step now carries an invisible weight. No one communicates with words. All signals are exchanged through eye contact and the smallest movements. Every sense is fully alert, ready to respond to any change in the surroundings. In this moment, a single unfamiliar sound or an unexpected motion would require the entire group to immediately adjust their position. Then the buffalo comes into direct view. Its massive body stands firmly in the open savanna, creating heavy pressure without the need for sudden movement. Its presence seems to compress the space around it. The size and strength need no display, no one here can afford to underestimate it. The distance between humans and buffalo becomes a fragile boundary. Not far enough to feel safe, yet not close enough to act recklessly. The buffalo stands still, watching the Maasai warriors in return, its gaze alert, calm, yet heavy with tension. This moment is not a contest of physical force, but a test of composure. Heartbeats quicken, but no one allows emotion to overtake reason. The Maasai understand that in the face of a creature as powerful as the buffalo, losing control means failure. Physical strength is no longer the deciding factor. What is truly being tested is mental resilience and self-control. The group maintains a tight formation, with everyone fully aware of their position and role. No one moves forward alone, no one breaks away from the collective. Seamless coordination becomes the only foundation that allows them to stand firm against the pressure of this greatest challenge. Every action is calculated, every decision carefully weighed. The climax of the hunt does not come from a violent act, but from the silent act of overcoming the deepest fear. As tension reaches its peak, the Maasai slowly raise their bows and spears, hands holding the drawn bowstring like a fragile thread between life and death. There are no shouts, no unnecessary gestures. The arrow is released in absolute focus, clean, precise, almost invisible. In that moment, what matters most is not the act of releasing the arrow, but the ability to maintain control before doing so. That discipline and calmness are what allow the challenge to be completed in the right way. When the buffalo is no longer a threat within reach, the space gradually returns to its natural rhythm. There are no cheers, no emotional outbursts, only silence, like a quiet acknowledgement that they have just crossed a profound inner boundary. If this story made you slow down for a moment and reflect a little more, hit the like button to support the journeys that are still ahead. In Maasai culture, the buffalo hunt is not seen as a confrontation between humans and nature. It is part of a system of rituals and cultural values, where every action carries educational and communal meaning. The hunt is not meant to glorify physical strength, but to shape character, to define how an individual steps into their role within the collective. For the Maasai, maturity is not measured by age, but by the ability to control oneself in the face of challenge. Allowing young people to take part in the buffalo ride is how the community offers a lesson that cannot be taught through words alone, a lesson in calmness, discipline, and responsibility. Anyone who cannot control fear or personal emotion is not yet ready to carry a greater role. In this context, the buffalo is not viewed as an enemy to be conquered. It is respected as a symbol of natural strength, a creature representing the harsh yet fair nature of the savanna. Because of this respect, the hunt always follows clear limits. The Maasai do not act to destroy, but to establish boundaries of survival, where humans and nature can continue to coexist. This ritual also reflects the distinctive social structure of the Maasai. There is no room for impulsive individual action. Every decision is placed within the framework of the community, where collective well-being outweighs personal recognition. Young warriors learn that true courage does not come from standing out, but from cooperation and adherence to shared discipline.
Fully constructed, and the construction of the houses is being done by the ladies. Yeah, most of the muscular work in our community is being.
If you believe these values deserve to be shared, subscribe to the channel now so we can continue exploring deeper stories of courage, culture, and the people behind every journey. From a modern cultural perspective, rituals like this are sometimes judged through contemporary moral lenses, separated from the survival context in which they were formed. But for the Maasai, they are the result of hundreds of years of adaptation to a harsh environment, where every tradition exists for a reason. The difference is not about right or wrong, but about context and the value systems each culture builds.
How many cows?
How many cows? 400 cows.
Humans do not stand above nature, nor outside of it. They are part of the savannah, required to live in a relationship that is respectful, active, and responsible. The Maasai buffalo hunt is not a story about confrontation, but about how a culture teaches people to grow into adulthood. On the harsh savannah, true strength is measured through responsibility and balance with nature. If this story has helped you see indigenous traditions from a different perspective, share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe so we can continue exploring profound stories of culture and survival from around the world together.